Now, this coronavirus, right?
Yep.
What makes it dangerous is the fact that it's airborne, right? It's not just about
No, it's
sneeze
not
particles.
It's not airborne.
It's not airborne. It's droplets.
It's not airborne.
I thought someone said if just
If I
breathing around people.
if I
like
sneeze
so, I
right
heard
now-
just breathing around people in a
if I
stuffy room.
sneeze in that direction,
No.
as long as that
If you
doesn't get on you,
sneeze,
Okay.
the little droplets of the spit that came from him to
Okay.
you,
Yeah.
yeah.
and even if it gets
doesn't
to you,
linger in the air.
even if it gets in your hands, it doesn't affect you.
Yes.
Which is why they say wash
Until
your
you touch
hands
your
until you
face.
touch your.
Yes.
Well, not even just your
Yeah.
eyes, nose, mouth.
Okay. Okay. Fair. Okay. So it got now. What's an outbreak? Because I heard though it went from an outbreak to a pandemic. I guess an outbreak is just something.
Yeah, just an outbreak is an outbreak.
An outbreak.
It went from an outbreak to epidemic to a pandemic.
Oh, I see. All right, I see. And who's that doctor that's been on the TV recently that everyone, Dr. Fauci?
NIH, bitches.
Okay, so can you give us because that's where is that? Am I allowed to say where you work?
Yeah, I guess.
After you
Okay,
said
so
it.
have you met him before? Is he a cool guy?
No, I don't know him. He works in a different office than.
So-
I'm not even in the same building anymore.
So can you tell us what Dr. Fauci is? Because everyone seems to be like that's like our president right now in this time because we're definitely not getting a lot of confidence
The
from Trump.
director- Okay, so NIH is a institute, and they're different. NIH is like the governing body under Human Health Services, and they do research on different diseases all over, like any disease you can think of. They do research on it.
Yep.
And he's the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease.
Okay.
And infectious diseases like HIV.
Yeah.
This one is an infectious disease, stuff like that. So he's an expert on things that are infectious. Like
Okay.
Ebola is an infectious disease.
Okay. So now he keeps talking about this curve. He has said that look, this is gonna get worse because it has spread. It's beyond an endemic. It's beyond an outbreak. It's now a pandemic. And once it gets to a pandemic, it becomes a curve, right? And he keeps explaining this curve where we know we're going to see a rise in cases of coronavirus. Now, he's explained, and correct me if I'm wrong, that we can't stop the pandemic. It's already out. It's out the bag. However, we can slow down the rate of the spread, and it'll be easier to handle it. And the reason why is because if we're able to slow down the rate, then it's much easier to be able to treat people as opposed to if like the whole country just goes sick. Because what ends up happening is that the hospitals get filled up, and then they end up having to make decisions like they're making in Italy and China, where they're literally choosing people who are gonna live and people who are gonna die.
Apparently, if you're over 60, they don't even bother with you anymore in Italy right now.
Yeah, so that's another thing we should point out. This disease, right? It's kind of like the flu, the similar symptoms as the flu, but it's way more fatal. It's way more. Can you tell I did a little bit of research? Can I get some credit here? Now it's way more.
Everywhere, though. You better do your research.
It's way more fatal. I'm telling you, the other night I was freaking out. I wouldn't even like. Initially, I was like, nah, everyone's freaking out. And then like 2 nights ago, I just started because I was the only one out of my group of friends that traveled out of the country. And I started feeling self-conscious, like they canceled poker. And I'm like, did these guys cancel poker because of me? I really started feeling self-conscious. And I started thinking about it. I'm like,
when nobody's thinking about it,
I could have the coronavirus right now. So
wait, hold on. The guy he's telling you leniently. This guy first sent a message saying, I actually think you guys canceled this thing because of me.
I think they did. And they weren't being honest.
I pictured a very
with me.
vulnerable Corey just sitting down, saying to himself,
I was kind of freaking out.
These guys canceled this poker thing because of me. And then he's just like, I have to let you guys know how I'm feeling right now.
I had to. I was feeling some type of way.
I think you guys
because here,
like, nobody think about you, nigga.
So one of the things that we should point out is the fact that it's more lethal, deadly for people that either have weak immune systems or older people who usually have weaker immune systems.
Respiratory
and people with
respiratory system.
Yes.
If you have diabetes, asthma, stuff like that. People like me, that's why do you think I'm avoiding everybody?
Wow, okay.
Shit.
Okay.
I don't want to die.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's
Wait,
why
so
I'm
you have
avoiding
asthma?
everyone.
I didn't know you had asthma.
No, I don't. My
Okay.
transplant that I had for my sickle
Yeah.
cell.
Oh yeah, true. That is true.
Yes. So I'm
So
avoiding
you have to be a
people.
lot more careful. And people
Yes,
with weak immune
with
system,
things.
it's almost like it's kind of sick. It almost like feels like you know how back then diseases would come and only the survive or and only the fittest would survive. That's
Yeah,
it. It
basically.
feels like we're back in those times, like where is like people don't know how to act.
Act.
One of the we had talked about the fact that Italy and China, they're having to make hard choices. Whereas like older people, nah, and then they're trying to take care of. And what ends up happening is there's only so many beds in the hospital, so we don't want
Yep.
to end up in that position. And I think that's what Dr. Fauci is trying to avoid.
Was saying, and he said it. So he said apparently in the whole of America we have about 1 million hospital beds,
Yes, 1 million,
and America has how many people in it?
300 and over 300 million people.
So I do the math on that.
Oh,
If
that
everybody
is
gets it, what are
scary.
they gonna do?
That is scary. So
Yeah.
one of the ways that we can do that, and I'm trying to go through this as serious as possible because I want to try to inform our listeners out there too. One of the ways that we do that is through this thing called social distancing, right?
Yeah.
Can you break that down for us a little bit?
So basically, you can't spread it. So the incubation period for coronavirus is 2 to 14 days.
Yeah.
So if you maybe have it, it'll last in your body. Well, even though they're not changing, it's about 30 days. But well, officially, it's 2 to 14 days. So if you have it, if you stay at home for 14 days,
Yeah.
it will pass and you won't have it anymore. So you can pass it on after 14 days.
Okay.
So if you stay in your house, everybody stays in their house for at least 2 weeks, we should be fine. That's
And-
why Italy has shut down the whole country now. No one's going out anywhere.
And
No one at all. So stay in your house.
and that makes sense. And you know, there's a chance that some of us might have it, but again, it's not
Yeah,
as much of
and
a
not showing
threat.
symptoms. Right.
And it will just pass through. And hopefully, as the weather gets warmer, hopefully it gets better.
Yeah.
Now, one of the
And that's why I feel like Nigeria and African countries are not
Yes.
showing. We don't have that many.
It's not because we have black man blood.
No.
I have black man blood.